Hey you guys, for some of you people who have to work and you find yourself sometimes in front of the water cooler, you ain't got nothing to say, it'd be nice if you could tell a nice joke or something. So let me throw a few at you real quick. This guy goes to the doctor. He said, my wife is disgusted with this stuttering. Could you help me out? Doctor say, sure. Why don't you go on in the room and I'll be there in a minute. But when the doctor got in there, he saw this dude was hung, boy. He said, oh my God. He said, I see why you having a problem. He said, oh, that's pulling down on your vocal cords, and that's why you're stuttering. The guy says, can you fix it? Doctor say, sure. So the doctor operated on the guy, and when the guy came out of anesthesia, the doctor asked him, you all right? The guy said, oh man, I feel great and I'm not stuttering. So he went on home. About 5 hours later, the guy come back. He said, look, doc, my wife was real glad that I'm not stuttering, but she want that meat back. You know what that doctor said to him? He said, you're too late. Let me run another one. So the guy go up to the doctor. I got that wrong. Doctor go up to the guy. He says, listen, man, I got some good news and I got some bad news. The guy says, doc, please, tell me the bad news first. He said, man, that motorcycle accident you was in was real bad. We're going to have to amputate both your feet. The guy said, oh my God, oh my God. He said, well, what's the good news? Doctor says, you know the guy in the next room? He like to buy your boots. Guy had been going to the doctor because he was having some problems with his penis. So the doctor says to him, look, you take these 2 pills and come back in about 3 or 4 days. So when the guy came back, the doctor looked at him and the doctor said this to him. He said, son, I got some good news and I got some bad news. He said, the good news is your penis done actually grew about 4 inches. The bad news is malignant. Okay, here we go. It was this pet store. And it was a nice place, it really was. They used to have a little parrot that used to sit out on the corner, you know, to advertise for the store. He would talk and say hello to people and all this here. Well, one day, the parrot is sitting out there and he looked and see this lady coming. He said, hey lady. The lady walks up to him, she's smiling. The bird looked at her and say, you is an ugly bitch. The lady was offended. She walked off. Well, the next day, Bird's sitting out there. He see the lady across the street. He calls the lady. He said, hey lady. She walks up to him. She says, what? The bird says, you an ugly bitch, I swear to God. Well, the lady was infuriated by this. She said, man, oh no. She ran on into the store. I want to talk to the manager. When the manager came up, she said, look, I'm going to sue you for everything. That bird has offended me, and I'm not going to stand for this. The manager said, hold up, lady. Hold up. I promise you, the bird won't do it no more. Well, the next day, the lady was walking down the street. He looks up, he see the lady. He said, hey lady. The lady walked up to that bird, put her hands on her hips and said, what? The bird said, you know. Oh yeah, you know. You know, man, fishing down here is great. It really is. But some of the places are kind of difficult to get to. And most of the time, you catch the kind of fish you really kind of don't want. They got like, they got bass and they got drumfish and all that. But what I like to do is catch them big catfish and bass on people's property. Well, the only property I know of is these farms out here. So I got on the farm. I go out and I talk to some of the farmers to see if I can fish there. Well, one day I'm sitting out there talking to this farmer, and I looked across the field, and yo and behold, there was a pig walking across the lawn with a wooden leg. I said to that man, I said, what's the deal with that pig with the wooden leg? He said, son, he said, you see that barn up there on the top of the hill all burned up? I say, yeah. He said, well, I was working in that barn, and I mixed some chemicals together, and they exploded, and the place caught on fire. I passed out. He said, that pig right there knocked a hole through the wall and dragged me out to safety. I said, get out of here. I know pigs are smart, but I didn't think they was that smart. I said, but what's the deal with the wooden leg? The man said to me, he said, son, he said, when you got a pig, as dear as this pig is to this family, you don't want to eat them all at one time. So anyway, man, I'm walking down the street one day, man. I see this tent put up, you know, they were just having some religious ceremony going on. But as I got close, I heard this man singing. He said, the Lord made everything perfect. He made the rivers and the oceans perfect. He made the leaves on the trees perfect. He made everything perfect. Well, the fella in the back with a big hump in his back stood up and said, but Rev, what about me? The Rev said, you're the most perfect hunchback I ever seen in my life. Yeah, you people might recognize me from the movies. And you're right. I always sit in the front row. I just now read this article about a police station getting robbed. Apparently, some crooks had snuck into the building and they removed all the commodes out of the building. The police got nothing to go on. I can only hope you enjoyed that. But hey, come check my site every once in a while. I'll try to put some more jokes on there for you. Peace. Out of here.